Hello everyone and welcome back to Wrestling Conversations with Harris, and today I have a news video for you guys, so let's just get into it. In terms of the big news, I think this news will be centered around really two things, mainly a business news type thing with WWE, especially because I think it was yesterday, 12th September, that UFC and WWE merged to form TKO Group, or TKO Holdings Limited, I think it's called. And basically they have started trading on the New York Stock Exchange, and they have finally merged together now, UFC and WWE. And the TKO COO Lawrence Epstein, basically he is saying, he had one quote saying that they want to get to a point where every UFC fan is a WWE fan and vice versa, which I don't know how that's going to happen because they're two very different sports. I don't really think that's going to happen, but I guess that's, he's being optimistic. That even Dana White came out and basically said that might not happen. So we'll see what happens with that. ESPN though is reporting that no changes to the two products will occur, but it could happen that UFC and WWE will run live events on the same weekend, same city, to capitalize on the maximum exposure, to maximize their exposure and maximize the impact. So we'll see what happens, with that, if that does happen. And Vince McMahon will remain, or will be, the executive chairman, along with Vince will report to the Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel, which I think he has a really really good relationship with, so that should be good. This is so it's for the first time WWE is no longer under control fully under Vince. It's someone else's, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm pretty sure Vince will still be calling some shots, most of it probably. And Dana White will still be the president of the UFC, and Nick Khan will be the CEO of WWE. So that right now is what happened. The merger is officially done, and we'll see how WWE looks like under Endeavor and TKO Group. We'll see. The next bit of news I have is the Smackdown rights. They're basically, it's about to come to an end basically, and apparently Amazon and Disney are the two most frontrunners in contention for the Smackdown TV rights. It could go to either ABC or FX, one of the two TV channels, and the Smackdown could go to, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on Friday. I'll read a quote from Dave Meltzer. Basically, he's basically saying that the belief is that Raw and NXT will probably stay with USA, although WWE is looking for a huge increase in price for both of those shows, especially Raw, from 465 to 700 million. As far as SmackDown goes, time will tell. There's a feeling that Fox is not going to go for the $300 million, and which is what WWE is trying to get out of SmackDown. So Disney and Amazon are probably the two most companies most in contention for it. That's what Dave Meltzer has said, and he's also basically said that that when it comes to Friday night network television, for them to necessarily make that change, I hadn't really heard people talking about it on ABC. Just a possibility that it could happen. The other thing too is they could change nights. So they could change nights. It doesn't have to be on Friday. It could be on a Thursday or a Tuesday, and basically, we'll see what happens with that. SmackDown it'll be a steady performer week in and week out. So SmackDown is a steady performer in terms of the ratings. That's what basically Dave Meltzer is hinting at there, and we'll see. Time will tell. I think their contract with Fox is expiring this year. I do believe, or it's about to expire. I do believe. So we'll keep on looking at that news to see what happens. And finally, the last news, if we switch over to AEW, is that Bryan Danielson has basically announced that this will be his final year in pro wrestling, and he said he made a promise to his daughter with once she turns 7. He will basically, wind down his career. So before that, he probably wants to get all of his dream matches done, and so he will be wrestling Zack Sabre Jr. October 1st in his home state of Washington, Seattle, Washington, and on AEW Wrestle Dream. So the pay-per-view they have. So I'm really looking forward to this match. That should be a really really good match. In terms of other dream matches, he could have maybe another match with Okada. He could do more matches with Omega. It could be Adam Cole. There's a plethora of matches you can do. Samoa Joe again. Probably if you want to do a retirement match for Bryan next year, it could be maybe Nigel McGuinness. That should be a really good match. So right now, that's basically what it's looking like. And last year of Bryan Danielson in pro wrestling, but I guess I guess we never know, because people keep coming back out of retirement. So we'll see, But he did promise his daughter, so I would tend to believe that he would stick to it. So I wish him all the best. So I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for the wrestling news video. If you would like to hear more news and updates, please follow on this channel for more. Thank you for watching.